This episode is brought to you by Hill's Pet Nutrition. Every shelter pet deserves a second chance, and you're making it possible for thousands of them every day. Because when you feed your pet Hill's, you help feed a shelter pet, which helps make them healthy, happy, and more adoptable, changing their life forever. So they can change yours. Over 14 million shelter pets fed and adopted. Science did that. Visit hillspet.com/podcast to learn more.
Hey everyone, it's producer Ron. I wanted to give you a little heads up about today's episode. So the boys recorded this on their own while I was out of town, and I think it's a real bing banger, as Ben would say. But because I wasn't there to keep the boys in check, my lawyers have instructed me to read the following. I, producer Ron, Grawlix Globo Corp. And its subsidiaries accept no responsibility or liability for the content or character of what you're about to hear. Especially that one riff, you'll know the one I'm talking about when you hear it. Please consult a doctor if this episode causes seizures, diarrhea, nocturnal emissions, or foot fungus. This episode may not be suitable for small children, lobbyists of the crafting industry, i.e. the Hobby Lobby, or certain livestock animals. Listener discretion is advised. Okay, all right. I think my ass is covered, so on with the show.
We're getting big, our worries are mixed. Let's have some cake while the frolic sings. We're getting big, our worries are mixed. Let's have some cake while the frolic sings. We're getting big, our worries are mixed. Let's have some cake while the frolic sings.
Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, the one heading straight towards Rift City, and that has made all the difference. Welcome to the Grawlix Saves the World. My name's Adam Caton Holland.
My name is Ben Roy.
And I'm Andrew Orvidal.
And this is a podcast about bettering your world, and sometimes you have to be bold and choose the road directly toward Rift City.
I want to apologize, Adam, right off the bat, because before we started recording, I said that I did not want to hear your Adam's Pearl this morning, your little pearl of wisdom, because of the mood you've been in all morning. You've been a little bit feisty.
And
I
grouchy.
would say you're a little bit of and grouchy, but also kind of a rabble rouser. You want to pick fights. But I got to admit, I love this poem.
Thank you.
I think it was one of your more beautiful ones, a little derivative of Robert Frost. I'm going to be honest. It's a
they say imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. And Robert Frost is blushing in his grave right now, Adam.
Yes,
well
he
done.
is.
If he's dead, I don't even know.
I think what's just kind of brave of us is that the road to Rift City is littered with the corpses of lesser men who didn't have what it takes.
That's right. They leave him out there as a warning. It's kind of like a post-apocalyptic vibe.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
It lets people know if you can't riff, thou shalt not pass.
You'll be used as a scarecrow.
It's Cormac McCarthy's The Road going to Rift City. And the other way, going to scripted township. You know, I'm not saying that's beautiful. It's lined with trees.
Everybody loves scripted township. My problem is it's much too put together.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like
it's predictable.
House. Yeah,
it's predictable.
It is. It's like just like a sad gated community scripted township.
And I'm not saying there's not a beauty to it, but give me the wild unpredictability of Rift City. Like, there's no roving dogs chasing after you in scripted township. You know what I mean? There's nothing. There's no
open air yes and markets in scripted township.
Don't eat the pangolin. Do not eat the pangolin at those Rift markets.
Oh, or down by the water at the Zip Zap docks. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I've gotten so many long nights at the Zip Zap docks, my friends. And
it is.
I dated a woman down there for 3 years before I met Katie. And that was wild, dudes.
Those were some wild times. I think Rift City is often known as a place to come and party and to do drugs and
it's
to
a
get
spring
out of
break
control.
community.
It is, but there are people
they say
who
what
live
happens in Rift City stays in Rift City because you're indebted to Rift City for the rest of your life.
Yeah, and so I think that scripted township. I think that's where people retire. I think it's a place, but this is for the young at heart. And I know producer Ron, who is not monitoring our behavior right now.
Nope.
is going to listen to this and be extremely pissed. But I think it's something we had to get out.
Exactly.
Well, the thing
this
is-
Rift City talk, it's insidery and ostracizing. And as soon as producer Ron goes on vacation, we go there immediately.
The problem is, and we haven't even told the listener this, is that we have lost contact with producer Ron in his producer chamber, which, as many people remember, is underwater, offshore. We haven't heard from him, not a ping, not a banging on the wall for 9
we
days.
do know he is actually still in there because
he only eats once a week like a
Yes.
snake. So we're not panicking yet.
No, and
Maybe
the
he's
Rift
sick.
City chamber that he is held into, the producer Ron chamber, can be shaken, and we can hear him clanging around in there. So we know he's in there. I think he's fine, guys. I think he'll bounce back from this.
Time will
one.
tell, because as Andrew said, he only eats once a week, and when we get into 2 weeks of him not having eaten anything,
He comes to us.
I think we call someone. We're
Well,
not on
but
a
he'll come to
podcast
us.
network.
He's always come to us. I think it's going to be fine.
Yeah. He can be like a shy zoo animal where you're all excited to see it at the zoo and you go to the enclosure. It's never out. It's back in its little cave. That's kind of Ron's vibe
That
a lot
makes
of the time.
perfect sense because it is producer on breeding season, and we moved in another producer to try to get him to reproduce, but he's been very shy around.
He's the red-tailed panda of this podcast. I've never seen the little fucker in my entire life.
Producer
It's-
breeding
It's the
season.
fourth female producer we've moved in to try to get him to breed, but Ron just shuts down.
Ron,
No one's ever bred a producer in captivity, so this would be historic. This would be historic.
it would be. Oh God. Well, I
He
hope
starts
he has
tearing
fun
out
with
clumps
that
of his
one.
hair. He's picking at
Yeah.
himself. It's not good.
It's not about him having sex, though. It's a he needs something. It's a dominance thing. So anyway, we
I
hope
was
we
talking
find him.
about the woman I dated down by the docks for 3 years, 3 of the most tumultuous years of my life, and I'm so glad that I found Katie after that, and that I have this steady, great relationship with my wife, Katie. There has been a little bit of turmoil though, because the other night, sitting on the couch watching TV after the boys were down, Katie. This is why I love Katie. She just revealed to me, apropos of nothing.
She didn't.
she-
no lead up.
There was really no lead up. I mean, maybe there was, but it seemed just out of left field in my recollection. I barely listen, but this one I caught. And no, she just says that she's worried that she has the wrong hobbies. And I was just like,
Wait a second.
I found that adorable.
No, just.
I found it adorable.
How did she say it? She just said, "I'm worried." Did she say it verbatim like that?
It was a concern about having the wrong hobbies or not having enough hobbies. She just shared with me this concern.
Amazing. That's such
it's
a novel
adorable.
thing to say. And I mean novel in the literal sense, like something a character would say in a novel where there's apropos of nothing.
Katie, I know you're listening. I'm not mocking, but I found it fascinating because I've never had anyone sort of approach me with that. And
It's kind of a funny observation of self because I've never spoken it out loud, but I've definitely thought, like, are these the best hobbies for me? Like, is this
Hobby ennui.
Yeah,
I like it.
hobby ennui.
I like it.
She's suffering from hobby ennui. And I've
Hobby
had that
ennui.
question myself, Ben, but for me, it's more like we're in the fortunate position that our hobby, what started out as our hobby, is our career. So I often am like, okay, is this the right hobby for me, so to speak? But yeah, I have never really questioned.
What are Katie's top 3 hobbies?
Well, we got into it.
I'm quizzing you, Adam, and Katie's listening, so I hope you get this correct.
Well, I'm
What
gonna
if
put
I'm just like so terrible? I'm just like, okay, her top hobbies are being married to me, being a mom to the boys, and getting dressed in the morning. She does those 3 things all the time.
all the time. Yeah.
Did I nail it?
She's no, wait. So like without, I mean, obviously if she doesn't want you divulging this stuff, but what are some of her hobbies?
She likes to torment small neighborhood animals, neighbors' dogs,
Okay.
cats.
Skeet shooting.
cool.
Loves that.
That's
She
always
throws
cool.
rocks at birds.
Hey.
That's different than tormenting small neighborhood animals.
Domesticated
No,
and
there's the
wild is
ground
what I was getting
animals,
at.
and then
Oh, okay.
there's the birds.
Yeah. Okay.
No,
gotcha.
I would say Katie's top hobby is reading, and I love it
Yeah.
about her. She reads all the time, and early on when we met,
Voracious.
She wasn't a big reader, but I mean, she is cranking through them. She's in a book club.
Reading rules.
But then she'll finish that within the first week. They meet monthly, and then she just reads more and more and more. She's got stacks of books. She's always reading when she has downtime. That's her main hobby, is reading.
Yeah, and we talk about Katie, but I don't know that we paint too much of a nuanced portrait of any of the people we're dating because I'm
not dating her anymore. I decided this is for real.
You locked it down.
Yeah.
Is that what that ceremony in the church was?
Yeah.
I thought
it was like an elaborate date. I thought it was like a super date that you made us all come to.
It was a friendship ceremony. Like,
8 years ago, we had a friendship ceremony. And now that we have 2 kids, we're ready to have a best friendship ceremony.
No, what I was saying is we don't paint much we kind of tend to keep our partners just, we don't want to talk too much about them because they're already
that's just you. That's just you. You're the only one who barely mentions. You're like, I'm seeing a friend occasionally who's nameless.
Ben is always like a cryptid. It's like, what is this, Bigfoot? You can just tell us what the fuck you're talking about. I was with an acquaintance.
Nocturnally, I visit my friend. What?
I took a road trip 3,000 miles with another human being.
Shut the fuck up.
We know what you're talking about, dude.
Anyway, but I was going to say something nice. Katie is so fucking smart and like it just she's very quick-witted. That's always what's amazing.
Yeah, she's got a great weird sense of humor and I love that.
It's so funny and she's great. So reading, it's obvious, but she doesn't outside of that. Does she like
She used to bake a lot. She used to bake a lot. Yeah. She likes to bake. But yeah, I mean, that when she said it to me, I was like, yeah, I don't really know. Before we had kids, she played on a volleyball. She played volleyball in high school. She played on a volleyball team. That doesn't happen anymore. She has her book club. Those are all her friends. But yeah, there's no I know your guys' hobbies to a T. Ben's,
I know yours. You play soccer.
Yeah.
You read a lot. You bird watch.
Yep.
Right.
Exactly.
Andrew, you are pickleball fiend every day. The courts are open. Let's ball. Let's pickleball.
Legos.
Obviously, designing games, which is kind of a business now, but I would say Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, it's a hobby. Before it's a business.
But I would say D&D is, like role-playing games, playing games.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Is a hobby. Reading. You tend to be a reader. You kind of go in and out.
I got back into reading. Yeah. I lapsed, but now I'm back.
Did something,
baby.
Did something bring you back?
Yeah. I moved and I purposefully didn't put a TV in my bedroom. And so now I read before bed. And then if you read before bed, then you want to read when you wake up because you were enjoying what you were reading before bed. And so you just kind of read more in general. So
that's so fucking smart. I got to get rid of that thing out of my room. It's driving me fucking crazy.
Yeah.
If anyone has a TV
decision I ever made.
What are you
best
doing?
decision I ever made.
What are you doing? Side note, that's just a dumb move.
But
it puts you to sleep. It's such like a comforting. It's like, I'm just going to drift off to sleep to this silly dumbass movie that I'm watching. But books will take you to the same place.
Part of it for me is that I live with a roommate, and so sometimes it's like going up to your own room when you want to be alone or whatever. Because we do have sense. But outside of that, I've never had one in my room before, and I found it to be an incredible time suck. But obviously, we've talked on this podcast about our hobbies. I love jujitsu. I too love to read. I like to indoor climb. I like a lot of those things. But I've often found myself wondering, are these the best hobbies for my mindset, or
are these the best hobbies for me?
Yeah,
this sounds like a book that we could all write.
Because we've talked about, I feel insecure about the fact I didn't do well in school, and like growing up, I wasn't very physically active, that kind of a thing. So
yep, that's
I don't know.
We have got a second act 2 coming up for you guys. That's going to be fantastic.
No. But I mean, I think that's it. So where did the conversation go? Did you just tell her no?
No. I mean, I was like, okay, well, that's interesting. I was like, I think your hobbies are great. I don't know. I don't think that you're misusing your hobby time. But Katie, being a person of modern times, just said, well, I'll take a bunch of internet quizzes and see what I can come up with. And so she just sat there taking the perfect hobby quiz for you while I watched the Nuggets game.
Wait. There are perfect hobby quizzes.
Well, Ben, the internet has the solution for everything. So if you're feeling like you're not doing something right, ask yourself, is there a quiz about it? Google it, and there will be exactly that. And as we think we proved in the colorblind episode with Andrew's glasses, the internet always provides. It's always right. It's never a cheap fix. And it gets right to what you are lacking, and it fixes it. And that's why the internet's the best invention in the history of mankind.
Fertile is the soil. Yes, it is. But wait, so what answers did she get out of this quiz?
Well, my friend, that is what we are going to reveal in the second act. And not only are we going to reveal that, we're going to reveal our answers as well, because we are going to take this same accredited, highly scientific, can't miss hobby quiz to find out if we're doing it right. And guess what? Not only will it tell you if you're doing it right or doing it wrong, it'll propose what you should be doing instead.
Oh my God, so these quizzes are going to propose the hobbies that I should have.
It's going to fix you, Ben.
Wow. I never analyzed my hobbies. This is totally new to me.
Yeah.
Neither had I.
What happens if it's exactly right?
Then I guess congrats.
Yeah.
I think we end the pod. And we just go live really
great.
complete lives.
That's great.
Yeah.
We live our best hobbying lives.
For sure.
All right, great. Well,
So
let's
that's
take a
what's gonna
break.
happen. This is a hobby challenge. Let's just for funsies, let's do it in a hobby lobby together during the break. We'll come back.
I was going to pitch a classic hobby shop with model cars and stuff, but whatever.
That's the thing. There's no quality control. There's no quality control. I
was going to pitch that we all
shop.
get Southwest flights to Houston's hobby airport.
Okay, well, Ben,
and
why don't
we
you go
head on
grab
down
some
there.
juice?
Yeah, we'll do it down there.
And see, this is one of the corpses on the road to Rift City that you have to sort of step over and say, nay,
The hobby
not
run?
good enough.
You think the hobby run is right there?
The
Yeah.
hobby
Hobby
run
airport.
Listen, it's the wrong road. That's designed to get you off the road to Rift City, the hobby run. Don't take the bait.
Amazing.
Well, a classic chow chow
Yeah, I'm
episode.
going to email
Yeah.
you guys right now the quiz that Katie took, and we will take it in the break, either at a Hobby Lobby or a mom and pop hobby shop or at the Houston airport. We will come back, we will report the results, and we will know if we're doing
Great.
hobbies right or wrong.
All right. Well, we'll take a quick break to pay some bills. If you're a Patreon, you're going to get an ad-free break. If not, go check out our Patreon, and we'll see you shortly. Stick around.
Hey, do you love the Grolix Saves the World, but are sad because you're not getting enough of it?
Boy, do I.
Well, great news. You can get all sorts of bonus content on our Patreon.
Like what?
Tell them, Ben.
Act 4, ad-free episodes, birthday shoutouts, exclusive merch, stronger, more painful erections, our pod within a pod, boy crazy, decreased A1C levels, photos and videos, bonus content, and so much more.
Okay, I'll do it.
No, kick to me. Say, how do I do it? How do I sign up?
We're not trying to sell it to you, Andrew. You don't have to. Jesus.
Oh, well, I mean, it sounded good. Okay, how do I sign up then?
Fuck it.
You can sign up now by visiting patreon.com/Grolic Saves.
I do want to sign up.
We are back. Welcome to the second act, everyone. Thank you for being here. In the break, through the magic of podcasting, time has elapsed, and we took a hobby challenge. And like I said, you knew it was one of the best on the internet because it comes from a website called allthetests.com. And why?
It's got all of them.
That's what I like about the internet.
They're
as a
affiliated with
resource.
MIT, so you know it's good.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys had the time. I took my LSATs also after I did my hobby.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, well, I actually took the civil service exam, so I'm actually approved to be.
I got my
postal
driver's
carrier.
license on this site, so
Oh, well, that's great.
it's really whatever you need.
And I want to tell you guys, I wasn't even worried about it, but I'm STD free. And so that's always just a relief to know.
License to fuck.
You took
license.
you took an online quiz and
Well,
you
I just had to
determined
take
your
a picture
STD
of my
free?
D and send it to them. And they
Yeah.
said it's good.
Oh,
They said
okay.
good to go.
Andrew is licensed. Adam is licensed to fuck. Andrew's licensed to drive. I'm licensed to ill. This thing was cool as fuck.
Yeah, dude.
And I liked it. I liked the tease at other tests on here, such as the "Am I Gay" test.
Yep.
Mhm.
Which was
We might have to revisit this site for future episodes because there were some good ones for
Yeah.
sure. But for this episode, we took their hobby quiz. What hobby should I be into?
Hey, y'all, can I ask you the classic Grolic Saves the World question here? Did we all complete the challenge?
Sure.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, I did.
All right.
Sure.
Challenge
End of
proposed,
episode.
challenge completed. This has been another Grolic Swish.
Yep.
I like when you
We
hear
took
the
a
net
10
snap.
question
I like when you can
online
hear the net
quiz.
snap. It's like a quiet arena, and you're like, "Ooh, that was a fucking swish."
So this quiz, these are, I don't know who creates these quizzes. I think anyone can create a quiz on this site, but it was 10 questions?
Yeah.
It was just kind of 10 questions about, they ranged. It was like how you organize your thoughts, your eating patterns, how much do you like going outside?
what color?
like
colors you prefer? That was a strange one.
what color group you prefer. Yeah. Like pastels or vivid colors, things like that. But we did it. We each did it. So Ben proposed that we guess before we get into the results. So we could guess one hobby that another person got. I'll go first. I'm going to guess.
No, I'm going to guess both of you.
I'm going to guess that Ben got weightlifting.
Okay.
I'm going to guess that Ben got
Wait,
weightlifting.
And I'll
Cool.
guess Ben's now too. You're guessing Ben got weightlifting. I'm guessing Ben got like a writing class or something. Like go to like a college writing class. Like you start writing. Go to join a writing group or something at a coffee shop or something.
Interesting.
Like that.
Okay.
That's what I'm
Okay.
guessing.
All right. Andrew, I would like to guess. Andrew got paddle boarding.
I do like kayaking,
Yeah.
so you're not far off.
And he loves being outdoors, so I'm going to say it's
What is a
paddle
kayak
boarding.
but a lazy paddleboard?
Exactly. I think that's what it is. It's like something you can kind of relax on. It's not. It's you're outdoors. But it's also not crazy. It's something that's relaxing. Adam, I think.
Wait, I want to pick
Yeah.
Andrew now. I think.
Oh no! I get to go both of you. He just went.
No,
both
we
of
just
you.
did you.
No.
Ben, in case you were
We
paying
didn't,
attention,
Ben.
we both just
All
did.
right.
And
you
how about a
and-
hobby of active listening?
Yeah,
Jesus.
I agree.
All right.
I agree. And a
All right.
hobby of following patterns.
All right. Adam, what do you think Andrew did?
I think that Andrew's hobby is to be like the neighborhood penny farthing guy. Like he wants attention, or like two bikes welded together, or like
Oh,
he's
tall
got-
bike, yeah.
or like or just like a man with a parrot on his shoulder, just like the
I want to
eccentric,
change my answer.
just the eccentric
Adam,
strolling about the hood.
I'm
saying,
going
"Look
to
at
parrot
me."
on the shoulder. Yeah, parrot
he's a-
shit.
You
just
think
running
that this
down.
online quiz divulged that I need the hobby of a parrot on my shoulder?
Yeah.
You think
Yeah,
that
you guys-
you think I would give answers that would lead to that destination?
There was
Andrew,
a
that's
show
exactly what I think.
called Undeclared. I don't know if you remember it. It was very short lived. It was after Freaks and Geeks, but it
Oh yeah,
had
Zapatow's
a lot of that
college
sick-
thing. I loved Undeclared. That was
Ye-
great.
Yeah, it was great.
I
Remember?
hate shows set in a school, so I missed it. Adam,
No, there was,
I'm
wait.
gonna guess-
I want to say there was an episode where Seth Rogen in it on college campus gets a parrot to sit on his shoulder and it's just shitting all over him constantly. He's just got like a stream of bird shit down his shirt,
That's
and it's
how it would
gross.
be.
The bird is so gross. I think it's so funny. Anyway,
That
Adam,
reminds me of. I mean, this is not as this guy didn't ask for the attention, but like when Malcolm was a little kid, he was going through like a little pirate phase. He was loving pirates. He was into that, and he and Katie were in a restaurant, and a man with an eye patch came in. And again, this guy's not dressing up with the eye patch for attention, I'm sure, but Malcolm was just like, a pirate, look, a pirate, and the guy was like, and I was like, buddy, you got an eye.
You
patch
gotta lean.
on. He's
You gotta
two.
lean into it.
What do you
gotta
want,
lean
man?
into it.
What do you?
my
fucking
culture
want?
is not your costume.
Yeah. Especially if you're going black eye patch, it's like, look,
Yeah.
it's a classic look. You could have got a different color.
Yeah,
Uh,
go fleshy.
He had built a boat frame around his bicycle. Like, what are you doing, dude?
it's like, okay, all
Yeah.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
He was wearing a tri-corner hat with a
Yeah.
lustrous feather
and
sticking
he
out of it.
flies under the ensign of Skull and Crossbones.
He was up in the crow's nest. Like, come on, dude.
Andrew,
He
go
was
ahead.
counting
Adam.
thick gold doubloons. Adam, I think your hobby is cooking.
Oh.
I think that is probably one of your hobbies anyway, but I think that that's what the quiz gave you.
It certainly
Yeah,
was.
you know what?
It certainly was
I mean-
before the children, but now it's just like cook it quick, feed them, put them to bed. Like,
Yeah, those like microwavable rice pouches. It's sad how quickly those insert themselves in your life when you're trying to make dinner for a kid.
Adam, I'm going to guess that it is. Yeah, I'm with Andrew. I hate to copy him,
but you're gonna.
but cooking sounds like a
Like it's
really
gonna be on there.
good guess
Okay.
for you. I like cooking because it just strikes me as it's slightly cerebral, it's slightly hands-on, it's involving your family. You like food, you're kind of a food person. You like to try nice restaurants. And
A food person. That's how Adam's like, I'm a food person. He's
I
at
hate
like
the
a
term
party.
foodie. I just don't like it.
I know foodie sounds stupid, but food person also sounds stupid.
Yes,
That's
it
what it
does.
says in my bio.
Because
Comic,
we're all food people.
Yeah, we're
comic
all
writer,
food people.
person.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Well, we all
right.
took the test, and
So let's find out what the quiz enlightened us with. Adam, why don't you kick it off? Since
I hate this quiz. What hobby
I can't
should I
fucking
have?
because it peeled back the veil of your false life to show you what hobbies you should really
to show
have.
you've been going down the wrong road.
It's also just the
All right.
language of this quiz, and we're gonna lose all the tests as a sponsor as I fucking lash them. But what hobby should I have? For 30%, you are, brace yourself, pun intended, for some seriously awesome crafting adventures that will make your friends go wild with joy. Crafting adventures. It thinks I
Adam
should
is
go
the
on
least
crafting
Adam is the
adventures.
least crafty
I can't
person.
even imagine you crafting.
But wait, there's more. It proposes making friendship bracelets. It says I
got the same one. I got the
really?
same one.
Yeah, embroidery.
So you and I, Adam, when are we going to meet up and make friendship bracelets?
No, you didn't get the
cross-stitching,
same one.
Cross stitching. You got the same one, Andrew?
I mean, I got a few, but this was one of the ones I
This
got.
is such bullshit. Listen to some of the other things it proposes. I would
Look,
hate.
Adam, I'm just asking you to be open to this. We make a run to Michael's. Let's grab some yarn. Friendship
I set out the
bracelets.
dates. I'm a
Grolics.
Hobby Lobby
can't
guy.
even
I said I'm a
imagine.
Hobby Lobby guy.
I can't
Hobby
even
Lobby
fucking
is
imagine Adam
the
doing this. I can't.
Worst Christian company.
I know, Andrew. I don't give a fuck about Hobby Lobby, and I love Michaels. I'm a Michaels man, and I always patronize them. But listen to some of the other things it says: beading, macrame, knitting, crocheting, quilting. These all like they should add dyeing. Add dyeing to the list. Rug
This is-
making. Oh, dude, this is something I don't know. There's one called felting. That sounds like a sex move.
Felting.
Dude.
Dude, that guy's into felting.
Felt.
Yeah, it's gross too. I don't think you should be felting with hepatitis
Yeah,
A.
I don't want to. I would never kink
shame.
shame anyone, but felting is gross.
If
I
you're
think
into
it's just
felting, then I'm
dangerous.
into felt. If they're into it, why do you have to judge what I'm into? Also, we like after a felting sesh, we like to decoupage. I can't think of anything I like less than arts and crafts. When somebody rolls out beads or just an elaborate, like, we're going to make this shit. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? This is the
You're such an
stupidest waste of
asshole.
time.
I can't even fucking imagine you doing this.
I cannot imagine you knitting even one stitch. That's so.
I've gone to
that
like
is
kids'
so
birthday
off
parties
the mark.
where it's at like a place where it's like, and then here's a little thing for the kids to complete. It's like a crafting, and I can't even fake it through helping my kid how much I hate crafts. So this is bullshit.
Well, so
Okay, so that was your top result.
what about at the
Yes.
bottom?
It gives you. It should give you a few. It should give you a
Okay.
few.
There's like a huge list.
Okay, at the very bottom, it's got I see what you're saying. Pottery. I could see pottery. I could see pottery.
So there you go.
Glass blowing.
Oh my God!
What if I got into glass
blow? Can you
blowing?
see Adam? Can you see Adam just puffing out a bong down at the old glass blowery shop?
Soap making, like Fight Club. Bead making, but it does
Picturing
specify.
Adam
it
glass
does
blowing
specify-
is killing me.
Oh yeah, dude! I would have such flair. I would point it up as if I'm trumpeting to the heavens every time I did a glass book. People would
and swallow a bunch of molten glass.
Yeah, dude. I'd have to move to the island of Murano. I'd be such an expert. Deep glass cut.
Dude,
well done, ACH.
I disagree with you. I think that this is wonderful, and I can't wait to see you start scrapbooking because
Jesus
I want to
Christ.
see what you're capable of crafting wise.
The one,
And I think
the last one on the list,
Mm,
puppet making.
Yeah.
Puppet making.
Yeah.
Puppet
Okay.
making.
I mean,
All
how
right.
cool. Your boys would love a homemade puppet show from Dad. I'm just saying.
Jesus Christ. Who's that puppet comedian? Who's the
Who
puppet
isn't?
Jeff Dunham. There's
Jeff Dunham,
the
Jeff
other
Dunham.
one too. Yeah.
If you thought Dunham's puppets were racist, wait till you see what ACH has been cranking out in his basement. He's really going to stereotype town down there, and he's having a lot of fun.
Oh, boy.
Oh God. that's-
Polly the Proud Boy, your new puppet that you've unveiled for your boys. It's like, this is
Pauly.
troubling.
Yeah,
He's got that Jimmy Neutron pompadour,
Yep.
tiki
Yeah.
torch.
Yep.
Got his
And
little
he's got
polo shirt on.
ideas on chemtrails. He's locked it down.
All right, Ben.
Yeah. So while yours, Adam, may have missed the mark, I feel like mine came
It did
in
miss the
pretty
mark.
certain with 75%.
Whoa.
You are brace yourself. Ceramics. That's what Ben Roy needs to be into. Polymer clay sculpture. And even as it says, the wonder
Who made this
of
test? Michael's
silly-
craft store? I feel like Michael
Putty
himself
project.
made this
You
quiz.
shut your damn mouth.
A silly
always
putty
wanted to-
project?
Yes.
That's what it said?
It said, now let's dive into the wild and marvelous world of polymer clay, is what it says. And it says,
Ben can finally have a hobby as fragile as his emotional state. Just ceramics, just teacups. See the shelf of teacups? I made those. He's wearing his black belt at the same time.
Yep, and he's designed the shelf so that it's slanted. It's like they could fall at any minute. Any one of these could fall at any minute.
I want a Ben Roy teacup so bad.
Yeah,
I
me
want an
too.
ACH friendship bracelet, and I want a Ben Roy teacup so bad.
it says, but wait, there's more.
Oh, okay.
Ever thought about creating art with silly putty? Well, it's time to stretch your imagination to new limits. It
Ever
says.
seen the gum wall
Silly-
in Seattle? Why don't you add one
Silly
to
putty is the most useless thing. It's not an
No.
art supply.
They
Silly
call
putty.
silly putty that magical viscoelastic liquid. It's
Right.
not just for silly fun. It's an art medium in itself. You can use it to pick up images from newspaper. lift
That's
ink
not
from-
art. That's not art.
And explore its unique
As every third
properties.
grader knows, you can make a bubble in it and pop it. And how delightful is that?
I'm starting to suspect this was written by like AI. Only AI would be dumb enough to think that silly putty is like an actual art supply. It's come on.
Do you think we
Yeah,
have one, wait a minute. Do you think we have one listener who is like, that's what I fucking do, dude? Like,
Yeah,
that's what
they're
I
like,
do.
I have a gallery show this weekend.
I was going
of
to
silly
invite
putty.
you dudes. I was going to fly you to Zurich for my silly putty gallery show.
But
The
it's-
sculptures are all like slumped and they've lost any contour
no,
they
it's
had.
much too warm in here. You have to keep the temperature
Yeah.
down because they're
Look at all
like
the
this-
comic strips I copied onto the silly putty. That's
But
what?
it's like the new unpacking video. Kids are fucking flocking to this shit.
Yeah.
They love it.
The funniest part about this is in all of my time in school, K through 12, I took one visual art class for 2 days, 2 classes before my art teacher saw how bad I was at it and
Oh,
said,
no.
and I was known as like the music and kind of theater dude. She goes, well, sometimes visual arts aren't for everyone, is what she said to me. And
And that's like the most un-art teacher thing I've ever heard anyone say. The whole thing with art teachers is supposed to be like, we're going to find your thing.
yeah, no,
Totally.
I did. I'm not joking. Mrs. Dyer, thank you very much, by the way, Mrs. Dyer, because she was wonderful.
Was
I
she
think
married to
correct.
Dire Straits? She was the wife of the dude, Mrs. Dyer?
Well, No. So no, she was
Which
not.
is kind of surprising because your brother is such a talented artist and such a great illustrator.
Is my brother was like the star artist and was very close to my art teacher. And I was doing very well in theater and in music. So there was like, she was just like, maybe this isn't your thing. Because that was so bad. And you guys have seen my handwriting. It's atrocious. I just like, I'm not good with that kind of stuff. I would destroy a pottery wheel. The first time that thing tipped over, I would fucking lose my mind. They don't take it. They never asked me anything about my patience level.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
that'd be a great
are
question.
you patient?
Yeah, exactly. That's a missed question on
We've
this
got to
fucking
do
thing.
a future Garlics challenge where we go take a pottery class, and I just want to see what we emerge with. We just try to make like a cup.
Only if we do it shirtless. Only shirtless.
Oh yeah, and we do it sitting on each other's laps, ghost style. That's really the only way you can.
I can already tell you what I would make the two of you guys. I would make a long, like goose's neck, like it's a goose.
Oh man!
And the body of a
beautiful.
shut up, the body of a goose, and its neck is crowning, but it's open up, big enough to put your tiny little dinks in, and you can pee in it at night, so you don't have to go to the bathroom.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
What's that? What the fuck
That's
was
so
that?
insane.
Did you see what just happened?
Insane.
What?
And you're telling me that Miss Dyer squashed this flame? You're telling me that you were told you don't have a talent for the
Miss
visual
Dyer.
arts when you just made up the nighttime pee-pee goose? Are you serious? Are you serious?
Ah, that was
That's
fucking
the most
disturbing.
insane thing. That's the most insane
So
thing.
I think that's what I would make you guys
Okay.
for yourselves and for your families.
As insane as that is, I can absolutely see that being something that existed back in medieval times. Like you go to a museum and they'd be like, oh yeah, kings use these because they didn't want to go to the bathroom.
The pee-pee goose, and you don't.
This is the plague pee-pee goose. During the plague, everyone they thought it was more sanitary to exorcise the demons of one's urine through this devil goose ceramic.
Just a goose.
Horrible time to be a real goose, as many people also thought actual gooses would take the urine.
Would take their piss. Okay, guys, no more pee-pee goose
Oh,
talk.
my God.
But I do think if we go do some sort of pottery class, you're going to be
boy.
leaving with a gander. I have a feeling.
Okay,
So
all right. Listen, what's funny is when we were going into the pottery riff, I was like, I can't wait to riff off what I would make, and now I don't even. Now I'm done. I'm done, and I'd like to get out of it. I'd like to get out of that riff.
Andrew, what did the test? Oh,
All right.
I should tell you the last couple. Like there were additional ones, just in case you guys don't think I'm capable of crafting you those items. Origami. I also got puppet making. You're not the only one. Apparently,
Nice.
you and I share that in our
Nice.
DNA, that we could both be seen. Metalworking, wood carving, stone sculpting.
If you got into metalworking, I could see you playing.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Let's get Ben a block of marble, a hammer, and a chisel. Let's see what this guy's going to give us.
It's a huge pee-pee
That's all he does.
It's like all this guy does. The only thing this guy
Okay, he's
can
got
translate
a ceramic
from his
pee-pee goose.
brain.
I've got a metal pee-pee goose.
I've got a
wood
silly putty pee-pee goose. This
Silly
guy,
putty-
there's no sculpting medium.
The
This guy
silly
can't.
putty pee-pee goose is purely for decoration. Do not use the silly
It will
putty
not
pee-pee
hold.
goose. It will not. It's
Just
very
a gallery of different mediums of pee-pee gooses that
empty
Ben
your
has made.
whiz into. All right, Andrew.
Oh,
And a team
God.
of psychologists ready to take him back after the exhibition, but they're letting him have this. They're letting him have
But then,
his
yeah,
night.
he's going right back to the supervised home after this.
I'm
Okay.
excited for Andrew. We guessed for Andrew. What was it again? You guessed.
Yeah,
Actually,
just like
he already-
paddleboarding.
He already
Yeah,
revealed.
paddleboarding.
He already revealed that he
one
had
of
an
them.
arts and crafts.
He revealed it, said it was one of them. But what's your top one?
Yeah, but that was down on my list. My
okay.
number one.
Oh, good.
My number one is embrace your inner artist with watercolor painting.
I actually
Watercolor
think this is a
painting.
good one.
is like a rainbow explosion of fun waiting to happen. It says, you know what, though? I've taken a lot of painting classes in my life. I've never been good with watercolors. That's not the painting medium I enjoy.
Yeah, acrylic
I like,
is like the more fun thing to like play with.
I think
textures.
that, it's a skill set I just never really nailed, especially with watercolor painting, as we established in a recent episode. I'm colorblind as hell. So any painting, the subtle color nuance of watercolor is not my forte by any means. I'd rather do like illustrating or something. But
so you
anyway,
I'm going to say this, and this may be a controversial opinion. It may get us canceled.
Okay.
But I fucking hate watercolor. I think it's the least appealing of all of the
really.
I
love a talented watercolor
I hate
painting.
that it's the colors and tones are always so muted. And it became for a very short time. I don't know if you remember in tattooing.
Yeah, watercolor tattooing. I thought those were cool.
I want like big, bright.
Probably because my skin is the color of watercolor paper. That's probably why I liked them.
It has a lot of the
you.
Natural flex in it, and you can see it.
I associate watercolor with like hotel room art. I just think it's like shitty and cheap.
Yeah, dude, I call hotels my art museum. That's what I say when I'm going. I go, oh, looks like I'm getting 2 for 1. I'm going to the art museum and paying someone to
I'm in a new city. I don't have to go check shit out. This fucking DoubleTree is bringing it.
Ooh, look at the brush strokes on this one. I'm holding up the elevators because I'm checking out the watercolors. Okay, so I got watercolor painting, which I'm not actually interested in, acrylic painting, oil painting, charcoal sketching, also something I've always hated. I hate charcoal sketching. I never got into it. I've done it before.
I love charcoal sketching as a medium, but I would not want to do it. It looks fucking messy as fuck.
It's messy. I don't have that style. Collage making, like a ransom note. That's probably the only time I would make a collage. So it's just a bunch of, I
think this is the only one I could see. You are a very good artist. I think you could probably, if you set out to any of these things, nail them. So
yeah, I mean, I agree. You illustration wise, like
I should do more art. I definitely don't draw as much as I should, and I do enjoy it, and I should do more. I also got the crafting, the same nonsense that Adam got: beading, macrame, knitting, crocheting, quilting, latch hooking, needlepoint, weaving, rug making, tapestry, felting, scrapbooking. It's like where you like quilling.
It's kind of like knitting, right? Latch, whatever.
I would be the last person to know. But then the last one on that list, lace making.
Lace.
Do you guys want to get together and like whip up a lace? Let's do it.
Andrew, you know how Katie and I are going to have our BFF ceremony? I'd appreciate it if you'd make my lace dress for the ceremony.
Oh, when you see the lace I've got for you, my friend.
And Ben, no need to give us a gift.
Sucks.
We know what you're going to give us.
I'm not really into that. Oh, I get it. It's like, so you could make like rugs and stuff like that. This is latch hooking.
Okay. If you're listening, Ben is showing us a blurry photo of his phone that I can't tell what I'm seeing, but
it looks like carpet.
I'm gonna get into latch hooking. I'm gonna move to Istanbul and hang out in the Grand Bazaar and try to fucking sell my wares alongside the boys.
Here's the last hobby it gave me, and I have to admit, this is something I did not know existed until I took this quiz, and I'll be curious if you knew that this existed as well. Now, if puzzle solving and unleashing your creativity are more your jam, then letterboxing is where it's at. This game originated in the 19th century when hikers would leave postcards in boxes along trails for others to discover. Nowadays, adventurous souls like yourself search for concealed letterboxes worldwide using clues found online. Each letterbox contains a notebook and a rubber stamp, allowing finders to prove their conquest. So I've never heard of this. I've heard of geocaching, which is where you use GPS to find like a little box. Have either of you heard of letterboxing?
No, it sounds like the lamest treasure hunting on the fucking planet.
Wait a minute.
Oh my God.
I'm going to go ahead and say, Andrew, I think, I'm not even kidding. I think that's like perfect for you. You love the outdoors. You like mysteries. You like puzzles. I could see
That's
you
true.
fucking doing that.
Maybe
Remember
this
when
is
you
the
gave
thing.
me that?
But I've never even heard of this, and I've never even seen a letterbox. I go on plenty of hikes. I've never seen a mysterious box on a hiking trail. Where are these letterboxes?
Well, because you're not
hiking right.
fucking looking for it, Andrew. Yeah, exactly. You're not hiking right. I don't think you're looking for it. I don't think you're keeping your eyes open.
This
You
is
know,
what this website is about. Finally, I'm seeing the value of
I'll try
all
it. I'm going to
the
look
tests.
into letterboxing, and I'm going to try it because you're right. I think it would make a hike more interesting to have this kind of.
You don't even have to do it on a hike. Listen, like there are people who have made a lot of fame for themselves off of letterboxing. For instance, Ted Kaczynski. Now, this was a guy who thrived at letterboxing.
And what a surprise when you find what he left. Just wow, what a surprise!
It's a manifesto that we all kind of sort of say we don't agree with. That's what it is, but we've read it.
Yeah, I will look in. I'm going to look into letterboxing. Maybe in in an Act 4 or future episode, I can report back on if this even exists. This sounds like something that would be like in the UK or something.
Look
It
at how he
seems
said
like
UK. He
I
said
don't
so
know.
dismissive.
But I'd heard of geocaching, which is a very similar thing, but the more digital version of that. Which is also on this list. But I guess that's the closest one this hobby quiz got. So 1 out of 20 ain't bad, right?
I think yours was definitely the closest. I think acrylic painting, I could see. I think you should be painting and drawing a lot more because I think you are a fantastic fucking artist. And I
offer to
that's
pose for him
pretty
all the time, and he just doesn't even respond to the texts.
Well, it's the erect thing. It's the fact that you want to be full bat.
I'm like, I don't really do nudes, Adam. If you want to come over clothed, then Adam's like, deal breaker.
Yeah,
deal breaker.
Guys, I made a fucking clay goose to cover my junk.
You mean you bought one of Ben's from the farmer's
you
market?
didn't make
one.
that.
I bought
You bought
it.
a pee
Amazing.
goose from me.
I bought a
Well, let's each pick. Taking this quiz wasn't much of a challenge, so I'm gonna throw down the gauntlet and say pick a challenge, a hobby from this quiz and try it. I'm gonna try letterboxing. I'm gonna look into it.
You're going to look into letterboxing? I love this for
Yeah.
you.
I'm looking into it. But you each pick one from your list.
Okay.
This is
I'll
what
do
I'm
it for
talking
real.
about. When I was saying that you're a unicycle guy, you're a parrot guy, I think what I was trying to get at was an eccentricity inside of you. And letterboxing, to me, is sort of like metal detection guys. They're just out there. They're doing their thing. This is a subculture of weirdos. And I think, Andrew, you should join the letterbox community. And I'll tell you what, I guarantee producer Ron would be real into it. Sounds right up his alley.
Yeah. Producer Ron's coming with me on this jaunt. I can tell you right now. He probably already knows. He's like, oh, you've never been on the letterboxing trails? I'm sure he's already deeply familiar with.
He's a letterman.
Yeah, he's a letterman. He's got a letter jacket. He's been on so many of these hikes. He has a...
Turns out the whole
What
time,
a cool letter jacket.
all these high school kids were fucking nerds. I thought they were studs. Not at all, dude.
Yeah.
They're just
Yep.
sending postcards to each other.
So Ben, what hobby from your list will you try?
Oh, I love that you're throwing down the gauntlet. I'm going to try pottery. I'm going to go for my number one and see if I found.
I'll take a pottery class with you.
Would you take a pottery class? Can we do it like Ghost where you sit behind me and your hands are on my forearms?
I want it to be like one session, though. I don't want to... Like, can we just do one?
Yeah, we can do one session, but will you sit behind me, moped style?
Absolutely. And we'll play that song. What was the song they played?
It was the Righteous Brothers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me, can we get the Ghost package? That's where you leave and we...
Well, I can. He has risen. I can tell you that much right now. But
all right. We're going to do a little pottery.
We should make some pee-pee gooses for Adam, the two of us.
Make me a pee-pee
for the whole family. Yeah, as a pee-pee goose. We'll
my birthday's in June.
This pottery studio is like, you three are never allowed back here.
It's like the elf on the shelf. It's the pee-pee goose. The pee-pee goose has moved. It's filled
boys,
with urine.
Adam's like, boys, dump out your pee-pee gooses before school.
We're starting to potty train Ellis. I could use a pee-pee goose around here. Like,
I'm telling you, we're going to bring back this weird medieval shit. It's going to be...
That's how you know we're starting new Easter trends. That's how you know if the Easter bunny has come is if there's urine in the pee-pee goose. That means the bunny came and pissed in your pee-pee goose.
Ellis, and remember, if you have any accidents, the pee-pee goose will attack you.
Yeah. He's hungry, and if you don't feed him, okay, Adam, which hobby on your list will you give a try?
Well, we even told the listeners that they list your percentage, like you got in this category, you got in that category, and I'm 20% explore the great outdoors. And
are you going to come letterboxing with me? You hate that stuff.
But it doesn't have letterboxing. It has geocaching, blah, 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 blah. But
which is the same thing.
Number 11 is bird watching. And so I think I will. I think I'll get out there and I'll bird watch, and I can guarantee that I'll do that.
Wow. What a brave hobby for you.
You got bird watching in there, huh?
I did get bird watching in
You
there.
should try a new hobby. This is about you're examining your existing hobbies, not doing them again.
Listen, I brought this challenge. You don't fucking tell me how to do it.
Well, I did. I brought a twist to this challenge.
Let me tell you what Katie's results were. Katie's results, she felt she was worried she didn't have the right hobbies. Her results were reading and baking, the exact two things she does. And she was so
nice. Well, that's got to feel good. That's got to feel good to be like, cool, I got him.
Cool. I mean, it means that
she's like swishing it.
Katie is living her truth while we're all just living a sham lie.
I know.
All of us.
There was nothing about games or anything on mine. It was all crafts.
Pottery and crafts this whole time.
I really think this is Big
Oh,
Michael's that is behind all this. I have a quick question.
Yeah, this has the stink of a hobby and craft store all over it.
I like what you did with that sub, Chal, even though I didn't want to do any of it, so I found bird watching. But
yeah, it's okay. You're not brave enough to try your own hand at lace making. I get it.
All right.
I get it.
Okay, you know what? I will try to make each of you a friendship bracelet. How about that?
Oh my God, do it.
I'll try to make each of you a friendship bracelet.
I never learned how. Remember in like 7th and 8th grade, everyone was doing friendship bracelets? I never learned.
With little beads at camp?
It's haunted
making
me.
Those things.
Maybe I'll make a friendship bracelet too. I'll try all these. I can't have too many hobbies.
I think you have too many hobbies.
No, I can't.
Yes, you can.
You have too many hobbies.
You do have too many hobbies. Andrew.
Yeah, but I could use 3 more.
My question is, if you were to pursue a hobby without this test, if you're just like, you know what, if I had more time or whatever, a thing that I would like to do, what is it?
You know, and money's no object, money and time.
Yeah, just like a thing that interests you. Like I fantasize about kids out of the house, retirement, like what it is I would do. What are things that you would like to do?
I would like to get back into woodworking. For a while, I was doing woodworking.
Oh, yeah. You made me a cutting
I even
board
had
for that.
aspirations to set up like a wood shop in my place. I was making cutting boards.
Yeah, those cutting boards.
Maybe some of you listening have one of my cutting boards. Yeah, they turned out great, but I faded out on it just because of time, and it was a hobby. Even though I was selling the boards, you can't. I couldn't.
Do you want to hear
compete.
something funny, Andrew? I lost your cutting board in the divorce. Crystal got your cutting board.
Wow. Crystal was always my favorite in that relationship, so that makes sense.
I don't blame you. She's far better human than I am.
But yeah, I'd like to get back. I never really I made a few other things with wood, but I never really progressed in a meaningful way. It would have been cool to just keep at it and see what else I could have made. I did enjoy it for sure. So I'd
be
get back
more
into
meaningful
woodworking.
and enjoyable with your wood. Got it.
I'm not biting that hook, but thank you.
Well, then you won't eat today, I guess. I know what.
What's your hobby, Ben?
Yeah, what's your hobby, Ben?
Money and time, no object.
No problem. I think I would travel a lot more if I could right now, if work and money wasn't, not just for work, but out of the country, I would do a lot more traveling. And then I've always
a hobby.
Yeah, I think travel's a hobby, right?
I guess that's a great hobby.
Sure. All right.
And then I was going to do this when the show was filming. I just didn't have the time. I want to learn to fly an airplane.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
I would love to take flight classes, small instrument classes, and I would love to learn
Amazing.
to pilot my
That
own
doesn't.
plane.
That I mean, you famously, had anxiety around flying. You like it if you're more in control. You're like, fuck yeah, I got this.
Yeah, like you guys know my issue with flight is not heights or the airplane or the fear of a plane crashing. It's that I don't like being trapped in something that I can't get out of. I don't like being cooped in with all those people. Like it's very confined. And I worry if I have a panic attack, everybody's going to laugh at me, or if I have some sort of
They
health
will, which they will.
Thanks,
Andrew, this
Andrew.
isn't
I
helping.
really, and you know why it
Andrew.
escalated
Your ass
on
is going.
every
Your
flight.
ass is going on TikTok immediately.
Yeah,
the next time you have a panic
that's the fucking
attack.
problem I have, and that's why I get freaked out, and that's why I had panic attacks. every
Boomer
time.
panics on Southwest flight.
I hate you so much. so yeah, I would say, but Boomer is free to panic and pee in his pee-pee goose in his own Cessna 220 if I want to.
Anytime.
So, yeah, I would say that would be. I'd also take up another martial art if I could. I would,
Of course, Adam, your turn.
Adam.
Would you take up capoeira, the soft art of nearly touching one another?
Oh yeah, dance fighting or Aikido.
I wouldn't do either of those. No. Thank you guys, though. Adam, what would you do? What would you do if you had time? Money wasn't. You didn't have these pesky kids.
I really like.
What would you do?
I very much like the outdoors, and I'm totally a pretender. Like I haven't spent a lot of time on. I go on hikes, I'll bird watch and shit, but I would love to like camp and backpack and like get the fuck out there off the grid. And I've never like done it. I have no experience. I've camped before with family and stuff, but nothing like, all right, I'm backpacking in, I'm going into these Rocky Mountains, and like I would love to get deep in there.
Have to bring your stuff because you need to stay.
I'm not talking
it's not
like
a down and back in the day
survivalist shit, but like, yeah, I'm going for like 3 days on like the Colorado Trail and just getting out there and seeing, all that, all that entails.
Like proper backpacking.
And honestly, I find it kind
I've never done that.
I've kind of find it intimidating.
Yeah.
It's like hard. You're in nature. It's a little scary with the wildlife, all of it. And I'd love to like learn how to get good at that and do that for a while. That'd be a blast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I think that makes sense for you. I like that one. And, well, y'all, either way, I think we all agree this quiz was proper fucked unless it pertains to Katie. It seemed to have nailed Katie pretty.
Well, maybe we're just being resistant to its wisdom. We're going to find out because we're each going to. Well, with the exception of Adam,
I'm going to birdwatch.
We're going to dabble in these challenges.
I just did it.
Oh no, Adam's doing friendship bracelets. Adam's doing friendship
I gotta make you
bracelets.
friendship bracelets.
I think mine was the only list that has nothing I actually do on it.
It didn't have slam dance with other men. It didn't have that on there.
Your jealousy stinks. It stunk for a long time, and you just every time we get together,
Slam dance with other men is an awesome hobby. Can you make those shirts for spells? My hobby is slam dancing with other men.
I don't even think slam dancing is a term.
No one has used the term slam dancing since the 80s, and I'm so happy that Adam is bringing it back.
Yeah. It's very strange to hear you use the term slam dancing.
Slam dancing.
Well,
fucking cool.
Great episode, y'all.
Thanks, Katie, for enlightening us with our hobbies.
Katie.
And if you're listening, if you have any hobby wisdom, I guess
You're turning to the listener for hobby wisdom. That's what you said. Share with us your hobby wisdom.
you've been listening to us. Yeah, because these people have been listening to us
They have no
for literally
meaning.
years and years. Who better to pitch us hobbies than the people that have listened to our bullshit for half
That's
a
more
decade?
specific. That's
Huh?
what you just said. Share hobby wisdom, and I said I don't know if I want to hear their hobby wisdom.
Yeah, I wasn't like, give me your lace crafting tips, dog. Like, no.
Can I make a suggestion to Katie that I think for a hobby?
Sure.
Aside from leaving you, I think
I knew you were going to go there, and honestly, it's more that I'm like sad that you didn't do something that I couldn't predict.
no, but
I'm
I'm
bored
gonna.
with
You can't predict
as
this.
an improv partner. I'm bored with you. I think it's time for me to move on.
So here's my thought, Adam. I think Katie should get into producing podcasts.
Yeah, no shit.
I
right?
think
Katie, don't listen
No,
to Ben.
I think
you
Katie
deserve a better life.
Katie is extremely astute and like observational. She has brought us some of our best challenges. Like, I think she like is somebody who consumes a lot of media like this. And I think if she were somebody
knows what she's doing.
I think if she were somebody that were helping an all-female podcast find their like footing and the flow of the podcast and like editing it, I think Katie would be amazing at that. That would be my suggestion for her, because
she's already propping this one up.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, why not get your own filled with good people?
I'll tell Katie. She'll hear it. She'll listen to this. And maybe she'll start a pod. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I think she would be amazing at it. And even if it were about books, or we're just, whatever. It could be about anything. But I mean, I just think her lending her like insight and whatnot to a group of people or participating in it would be amazing. So that's my suggestion.
All right. Give it a shot.
Okay. Give it a shot.
Dig it. Great challenge. Great episode. Can't wait to hit the trail with my new friendship bracelet. But let's take another break. We're going to listen
of your pee-pee goose.
No, that's at home. It's hidden under the bed. I keep it in a box. I don't want my child.
There's a little hole for the head to poke out.
No one puts pee-pee in the corner. Let's
listen to some stand-up comedy. We have comedy from our live show that goes down the last Saturday of every month.
Yes, that's that time. Here's a clip from dog shit comic Adam Holland.
When we come back,
Jesus
the
Christ.
best third act in the game.
We got guests. We got
we have a guest for the third act.
Having guests in the third act.
That would be so
just
funny.
Come in and plug shit.
Would you like to do the quick credits?
Well, anyway, third actors, stay tuned.
There's a saying in comedy which is always close with your dumbest joke. And I just thought of that saying. So here goes. I'm a very big bird watcher. A lot of you who follow me know that. I love bird watching. And I think people, when they hear about bird watching, it's daunting to them. Because they're like, there's so many fucking birds. How do you possibly identify all those birds? How are you gonna know all those birds? Well, it's a lifetime hobby. I don't know all the birds. I'm gonna try. And you learn about them, and you learn how to identify them. You learn tricks all the time, and you just kind of expand your bird vocabulary, so to speak. Like, for example, I never was able to tell the difference between a swift and a swallow. Couldn't figure it out. But I recently learned a trick that I think you guys could take. Swifts spit. And swallows take it all over their tits. I've been Adam Holland. Thank you for listening to my jokes.
Adam Holland, everyone.
Bienvenue, welcome to Act 3, everybody. We want those French and German fans, and the only way to do it is to dress for the job you want. You're in the third act. This is the only thing that matters in this podcast. Thanks for being here. Third actors, lovely to see you, as always.
So good to see you all. And you dressed up today. I see that you've dressed up.
A few of them dressed down, which is kind of cool, too. Seeing some swimsuits, some summer looks. I love that.
But we're also seeing some evening formal attire in this group, too. These third actors, they come prepared for everything.
Unpredictable how they're going to arrive. There's no consensus as a group, and that's what I like about them. They're wild cards, every one of them.
Yeah,
a lot of people to thank. So many people to thank for an episode like this. First and foremost, allthetest.com, the premier source of expertise on the internet. I think it's pretty undeniable. This is the place you go when you need to know answers immediately. So thanks.
I think
so
it's
much.
a little heavy on shilling for big crafts. I think they're a little heavy-handed with that, but
yeah, clearly in the pocket of Mr. Michaels himself.
Yeah, but
Please, Mr. Michaels was my father. Call me Michael.
it'd be so funny if it was Brett Michaels, like from Poison. Like
that's his craft store. Yeah.
He's
That
just
would
in
be
a
amazing.
fucking tub of beads, laughing every time you go
all the way to the fucking bank. All the way to the
Indeed.
bank with
And
your
thank
money.
you to
Making
Katie.
a
Thank you to
plastic
KB.
bouquet.
Thank you to my wife Katie and your hobby quest. We hope it serves you well.
Katie, we owe you money. Thank you for propping this entire podcast up. We really appreciate that, and for propping Adam up.
Agreed.
We appreciate
Agreed.
that. Yeah,
Agreed.
What about y'all? It's that segment that everybody is excited for. And it's finally some good fucking news. And Adam has brought us a story. Rarely do we all agree on what could be a story for this segment, but I think this one is important.
Absolutely.
And I think we all have agreed this is a must share.
Couldn't agree more. We're all baseball fans on this podcast, and we are sort of shackled with the Colorado Rockies as the only team in town to watch. And they're having a historically bad season again. What fun. And I read an article this morning about how bad they're doing, and I just want to share a quote with you guys that I think could really be a little bit of good fucking news on the horizon of the Rockies.
Mm-hmm.
So the Rockies have dropped 11 of 14 games, the article points out. And then it offers a quote from manager Bud Black. We have not played our best baseball, and our record is indicative of that. But the players come with energy to compete. There has not been one sign of them not being happy. And so that's the good fucking news, guys. The in a profound sea of ineptitude, the players are still happy. And that's what the clubhouse culture's intact, dudes.
At the end of the day, it's just a game, guys.
Yeah,
It's just a
it's
game.
right.
Go out and be happy.
It's just
Go out
a
and be
game
happy.
that our sales taxes are being ignored for, so that they could build that stadium in the middle of our city. And I mean, listen, Adam, if I went out there and they're losing and they're also depressed,
Right.
what am I going to do with that? You know,
Maybe
what I mean?
this Discord's going to right the ship. It's going to change how they play. Maybe. But if I go out there and they're smiling, as they miss the grounder, and they're smiling as they have 3 strikeouts that day, hey, now maybe I can smile a little bit too. So thanks, Rockies, for your can-do, upbeat attitude. Finally, some good fucking news.
Yeah, hell yeah. Everybody rush on out. Get tickets to see the happiest baseball team in the league play 9 innings of barely collegiate baseball. So this is great. I'm happy, Adam. I think that's some great fucking news. Also, in other good news, April birthday shout-outs. They're available on Patreon right now.
What?
And any of you, even you dumb, cheap fucks, you can watch them for free. So head on over there and check out, give a listen to what we said about some of these April babies. They be fucking, these April babies. They be
Yes,
fucking.
Sir. Andrew, how are your pipes? How you doing?
Oh, let's see how clear they are today. Plugs.
Yeah.
Plugs.
Very
plugs,
good.
Plugs.
Very clear. You can tell it's the beginning of the week, and you haven't screamed a lot yet. It's Monday morning. And you got a fresh set of lungs.
Doesn't have that rasp in the pipe.
Absolutely.
Yep. The squirrels
Why don't you
aren't
start out
getting
with the
in
plug,
through the
Andrew?
screen. All right, Andrew, you go. What do you got?
I got a plug here. May 15th, I'm going to be at the Bug Theater, the home of our show, The Grolics, but I'll be opening up for our friend Dave Stone, who's hilarious, and he's coming through town. So check that out, May 15th, Bug Theater in Denver.
So you're playing at your home stadium, but you're an away guest. That's kind of weird, isn't it?
Yeah, but I'm happy.
Okay.
That's all that really
Well, that's
matters.
the good thing. You're
I'm happy.
Great.
Yeah. Ben, what do you got?
Well, I want to plug some Spells shows. Spells, of course, we released a new album called Past Our Prime, which has been blowing up and it's doing really great things. And the response has been amazing. And we're going to be playing some shows. No. And so that's the thing. Success, I don't have to be happy if I have it. And everybody knows that. But we've got a run of 3 shows coming up in a couple weeks. We're going to be playing here in Colorado, a few places. So on the 15th, we will be playing at the Squire Lounge. And then on Friday, May 17th, we'll be at Goosetown Station in Golden. And then on Saturday, May 18th, we'll be at Oscar Blues in Colorado Springs. So please come and see us, come and dance, come and get rowdy with us and buy one of our new records. It would mean a lot to us. Adam, what you got?
Wait, do you want to take your plug again and start it out by saying, I offer thee these Spells Shows 3 and just start it out that way?
No. Adam, what do you got today?
I am jumping the gun to June 7th and 8th because I'm that excited for my shows in Minneapolis. I haven't been to Minneapolis for years. I'm at Sisyphus Brewing June 7th and 8th. So if you're a Grolix listener and you're in Minneapolis, why don't you come to these shows? It's going to be great. I'm very excited for them. I love that town.
What a great little comedy room, too. That's Sisyphus Brewing. That's a great little room.
I hear very good things. Have you been there? Have you played it?
Uh-huh. Yes.
Oh,
I've
sweet.
done a show there. Yeah, it was good.
Well, then that's vouched.
With the
That's
very funny Cy Amundsen. Yeah.
I know him. I know him well. Yeah. So Minneapolis, come on out. Love to see you.
Yep. And as always, remember everybody, May 25th, that's the last Saturday of the month. Like it always is, Saturday, May 25th, the Grolix Live show returns. And this May show is amazing. We got Matt Knudsen headlining.
Matt Knudsen. From Apple TV's hit show Shrinking, Matt Knudsen?
Yeah. He's coming in and he's bringing his comedy boots, and those boots are made for walking, and he's going to walk across that Bug Theater show. And also up and comer Denver, it's somebody that is on the rise and so funny and bizarre. Caroline Williams is going to join, so it's going to be a great show. As always, get your tickets to every one of those shows in the show notes below. Andrew, how fast do you think you can do those quick credits? I'm
going to time him. Wait.
Oh my gosh, I'm ready.
All right,
call
Andrew,
your shot.
You got this.
How fast do you think you can do it, Andrew?
13 seconds.
All right, here we go. 13 seconds.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
Our show is brought to you by producer Ron Doyle. Big thanks to Mike Henderson for all your help recording our live show. Our theme music is by the amazing Charlie Continental. You can follow us on social media at Grolix Comedy. Support us to get ad-free episodes and other perks on Patreon, patreon.com/Grolix Saves. What are we doing for the next episode?
Boom, pause, stop. What did he get?
That is a fucking land record. 1393.
Oh my God! He called the shot. He Babe Ruthed.
But I was
the
over
quick
it.
credits.
But I mean, buddy, that was fantastic.
It's
Ron,
a grainy
can you clip
photo.
That? Clip
It's
that,
a grainy...
and let's just use it every time. That was
he called the
unreal.
shot. It's a grainy photo. We're not entirely sure he's actually pointing, but we don't know. But how coincidental is it that he did it? Right. I don't know. I don't know. I'm out of my mind about that one. Andrew, you're a god around here.
What can I say? I like babbling.
Next episode, I don't even think we've decided because we've been banking these things and we've got a lot of good ones coming down the pipeline. So we'll figure that out as we sort through all these killer episodes we've already done. But we will be back next Tuesday, as always. In the meantime, Ben, would you like to say it?
I would love to. It'd be an honor. Play us out, Charlie!